Sure. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new podcast called the Dpt Podcast. Today, I'm here with SPS Central and Paul Bogey, the author of Heroine to Hero. Is that correct? If you just want to tell us a wee bit about your book, Paul.
Yeah, so thanks for speaking to me, Darren. I appreciate it, mate. The book I have been writing for many years. Back in the day in Edinburgh, I lived in Craigentinney. I'm sure you'll know Craigentinney.
Yeah.
I lived there and I became addicted to heroin, and that lasted for 7 years. Then I cleaned my act up and joined the army at the ripe old age of 30. I was a guardsman standing outside Buckingham Palace, guarding the Queen with my red tunic, my bearskin, and my rifle. Then I wrote a book at the beginning of lockdown, and I'm donating all the profits to homelessness in Scotland. I was only ever homeless briefly. I didn't have it as rough as what the people on the streets have it right now. But yeah, that's how I sort of came about writing the book. It was actually an idea when I was in basic training, mate. Speaking to all the army people, they were like, "Oh, you're this heroin addict that lives in Edinburgh." When I told them the stories, they all said, "Write a book." So that's where the idea of writing a book really came from. And yeah, it was something that I had been doing for 14 years, I think, maybe even longer than that. It was part of my recovery to write down. I know I've spoke to you many times in DMs about, your writing as well. But for me, I started writing back as part of my recovery. Some of the things that I was writing down, nobody was ever meant to read. Ever. It was only for me to get stuff out of my head and put it onto paper. But I kept all those little bits of paper over the years, and then I used that as part of the book. The book that I have there, that was part of it. And now I'm letting people all across the world read a book that nobody was ever really meant to read. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, Darren. That's where I'm at. There's obviously a lot more to the story than the guy was a heroin addict, then he joined the army and became a guardsman. There's a lot more that goes into it, but I don't want to put a spoiler too much out there because I want people to buy the book. So if there is anybody watching your podcast, it's on Amazon, on the paperback and ebook. I plan to do an audio book as well, but we'll get around to that. I'm extremely busy now, Darren. I'm making a documentary about my life at the moment. I'm writing a play for the Edinburgh Fringe next year. I'm co-writing it with an actor down in London. He's doing all the hard work. And basically, we do a Zoom meeting once a week, and he puts all the ideas at me. He's obviously read the book, and he takes like a highlighter pen and marks out important bits for the book to show to people. And says, "What do you think about that for an idea? What do you think about that?" And I said, "Well, that's a great idea. Do that." So I'm co-writing it with him. So it's pretty amazing to think next year people will be going to the Edinburgh Festival and going to be seeing a show called Heroine to Hero. So yeah, the plan is to make a feature film, Darren. This is the thing. Now, I'm in contact with a lot of filmmakers and actors that I've spoke to about the book and I've spoke to you about my life, and they all agree that a feature film would be amazing. And so that's where we're going to take it. You know, and what that does is the play, the documentary, the feature film, it all raises awareness of the book. And that helps the homeless people in Scotland by me doing that. So yeah, it's exciting times, definitely.
Now, not only raises awareness for homeless people, but also raises awareness for addiction. So
yeah,
you're doing absolutely fantastic, Paul.
It's one of these things, Darren, where I always say to people, you know, buy the book, you know, because I don't make a penny from the book, so all the money goes to homelessness. But if you have got problems with addiction, or you have got loved ones, family and friends that have got problems with addiction, it would be a good read for those people as well, so that they understand that there is a life after drug addiction. You know, there can be a life after drug addiction, and that's an important message, because a lot of people don't believe that. I never. When I was a drug addict, I thought my life was over. You know, and obviously it wasn't. So that's an important message to say. So you're exactly right. It is, yeah, the book helps homeless people financially, but the message and the story in the book is an important one, because we can turn it around. We can change our lives. So yeah.
And I'm also here with SPFL Central. Andrew, cheers for joining me, mate.
Thank you.
So,
hello, Andrew.
Hi.
So tell us a wee bit of backstory, how you got doing Instagram.
Well, my friend kind of did it, so I thought that kind of inspired me to do well, and then I've just started looking at Twitter and stuff, looking at newspaper articles, and then just sharing the main headlines, and then people have found it interesting, and the stuff I've shared. So yeah, it's doing well. Yeah.
Exactly. Why not? I mean, I'm sort of like you, Paul. Obviously, before my stroke, I probably wouldn't be in this position. YouTube or my merch, and also planning on writing a book about my life. But I think anything can happen in life, and you need a way to sort of move forward rather than looking back at what if, rather than focusing on the now. So
that's an amazing mindset to have, Darren.
Obviously.
That's the only mindset to have, my friend. You know, that's it.
Well, the thing is, Paul, 4 years ago, I should be technically in a wooden box. Save my dad money for my funeral, but also my 21st. So, you know.
You're destined to be here. You're destined to be doing what you're doing now. You're destined to write a book as well.
I'll need to message you after this about something. But are you into football, Paul?
Yes, I'm a Hibs fan.
All right, you are, eh? What do you think of the season so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's typical Hibs. You just never know what you're going to get. I watched the game against Dundee. I thought they played well enough to win it. I often, just through following Hibs over the years, that when we went 1-0 down, I had every confidence that we could come back and maybe win it. When Hibs went 2-1 up, we were still on top, but when it should have been 3-1. The keeper made a good save. It should have been 3-1, and I think that would have been it. Hibs, one goal's not enough, ever. Even if you're on top the whole time, one goal is never enough. And it turned out to be, I was sitting watching it, it came as no surprise when Dundee equalised. None whatsoever. Just through years of watching Hibs, it was not a surprise. But I think we were good enough to win it. I think we'll have a good season. With players like Martin Boyle and stuff, do well to keep a hold of him. And I think the team looks like it's going to gel really well, but you just never know, Darren, do you? That's Hibs.
Exactly. Look how long it took us to win the Scottish Cup.
Exactly. You just never know what you're going to get.
No. What about yourself, Andrew?
I support St Mirren from Paisley, so I bet. Yeah, it's not been a good start to the season from losing 6-0 to Celtic, but yeah.
Did you not win at the weekend?
No, we lost 6-0 to Celtic.
Oh, aye, you played Celtic.
Yeah, not a good result.
But other than that, obviously Hearts drew with Aberdeen. What game did you keep an eye on, Paul, other than Hibs?
That was it. I'm not constantly checking up on other results or checking up on other teams, actually. My focus is just on how Hibs are doing.
And how bad Hearts are.
Well, yeah, I mean, you said that, not me. It's just the way it is. They're our rivals. So when they get beat or they don't pick up points where they should, it always feels good for us, especially when we can get a win at the same time. But that's just part of the football rivalry, and it's good to have that. It adds a little bit of passion to the football, I think. So yeah, I'm sure Celtic and Rangers are exactly the same.
But it's good to obviously have 3 derbies this season. Obviously, Celtic, Rangers, Hibs, Hearts, and is it Aberdeen, Dundee United?
I think Aberdeen and Dundee United might have a wee derby. Yeah, I'm not.
Is it the new derby?
I think it's something like that, the New Firm derby. I'm not 100% sure, but
It's one of them. So what else have you been up to then, Paul? Other than sitting on your arse.
Well, a lot of what I am doing right now, Darren, is sitting on my backside. It's...
Well, you know how I feel every fucking day.
Lockdown, you're not allowed to go out. Basically, I have started on this social media journey. Facebook, I've got my Heron to Hero book page. I've got Podcast Bogey, which is a new podcast station that I created. I just interviewed Carol Baskin from Tiger King. I'm not sure if you've watched that show of Netflix, where it was. It was. People think that she killed her husband and stuff. I never asked her that question, but I've got loads of amazing guests on the podcast.
Hello,
I've got Instagram. Sorry, mate.
Have you had Holly Willoughby on it yet?
No, but I'm working on it. I'm trying my best.
See if you actually ever meet her, can I come along?
Aye, of course you can.
Yes.
Aye, yeah, you could co-host the podcast with me.
I want to meet Holly Willoughby in person.
Aye, no, definitely. Well, Darren, it's one of those things, mate. You never say never, because you never know what's round the corner.
I mean, obviously touch wood, but I'd sort of say to everyone, go to work as like it's your last day.
Yeah.
I casually fucking was sitting in my house. I had a stroke. I thought, well, I was dead. But no. Nothing was fucking killing me. because I caught pneumonia and sepsis. My heart raced to 190 for 3 days straight.
Wow.
And I'm still no dead somehow. Doctors thought I would be like a vegetable, wouldn't speak, wouldn't sit up, wouldn't be doing what I do now. So,
Yeah.
so much for them knowing. I mean, my neurosurgeon, I asked him in 2018 if I walk. He literally said, I can't say yes or no, but I don't see why not. So, I know
Doctors
I'll
don't
walk.
know everything, Darren, you know.
Oh, I'll walk again. And it's me, Paul. I probably won't walk with a limp. I mean, I've been hit by a car. I've had a brick chucked up my stomach. I mean, but no, I thought I'd get you both on because I want to start a new podcast, obviously, DPT, goes kind of with my name. But any other news in the world of football or anything you guys got to say?
Well, I've spoken about plenty, so I'll pass that one over to Andrew because
Big
I bet you
man.
Andrew's all about the football.
Yeah, there's obviously like the football at the weekend. So, do you have any score predictions?
But for this weekend,
Yeah.
right, I think Hibs will beat Livy because I'm going to either 2-0 or 3-0. Isn't it the derby on the Sunday?
Yeah, it's the Old Firm, big game. Celtic have been in really good form lately, and Rangers did concede the 2 to County.
I actually don't know. That one,
It's going to be close, I think.
I'm going to go 2-0 Celtic. Who else? I'll check who else.
St Mirren are playing St Johnstone, and St Johnstone did lose to Dundee United, but they've done quite well in Europe so far. But
I think
not won yet in the league.
I'm sure.
I think it'll be a close game.
Right, so Dundee United play Motherwell. Hearts. Dundee United win. Motherwell, Dundee. I'm gonna go for Dundee. Sunday. Aberdeen, Ross County.
Oh, that'll be quite a close one.
I'm gonna go for a draw.
I think Aberdeen will just win that one.
I'm gonna go for a draw. Ross County win. What about you, Paul?
See, all the fixtures, I don't often put football bets on other teams and stuff, but I could see every single game. It never happened. They've all got draw.
Yeah.
A lot of them have all got draw written all over them. I think even Hibs against Livingston, you can't assume.
Yeah.
You should never assume that Hibs are going to beat Livingston, but
I think you should put a pound on that. Seriously, Paul.
I'm going to, Darren, mark my words, right? This weekend, I will take all the draws all the way through the card, and I don't think it's ever been done, or I can't recall it anyway, where every team that's played has drew. But I reckon there's so many draws coming this weekend, so I will. Tonight, I will go into my Coral account and I will put it on, and I'll maybe do some trebles as well, so that if only 3 of them draw, I'll still get some money back. But even the Celtic Rangers,
That'll be tight.
I reckon that'll be a draw as well.
Yeah, I mean that could potentially be go 4-0 Celtic, 4-0 Rangers. It's one of those games that's a derby like that, all the passion. Both teams on their day could beat each other, so it is pot luck. And I don't have any preference, Celtic or Rangers. I choose to focus on just hoping that Hibs beat Livingston, and anything else is a bonus. But yeah, hopefully Hibs will do it.
And well, back in 2015 when we played Rangers at home, I put a silly bet on. I put 4-0 Hibs down. I mind how we beat Rangers 4-0 at Easter Road.
Yeah.
I got 125 quid back.
And what was that for, £1?
Aye.
I did a bet when St Mirren played Rangers in last December, and it was a 93rd minute goal and St Mirren won. So I only got £10, but it's probably the best bet I've done because no one
was
thought.
that £1
No
as
one
well,
thought,
Andrew?
sorry.
Was that £1 as well?
Yeah. No one thought St Mirren would win, but they did.
I'm still raging that there was no bookies at the Scottish Cup final.
Aye.
Because I woke up the next morning, kind of a wee bit still drunk for the night before. And I woke up, said to my dad, 3-2 Hibs. But no bloody bookies in Hampden, bastard. Now, but see if I wonder what the odds will be, Paul, for all draws.
For to get them all, it's going to be a few hundred to 1, at least, because it's probably unheard of. I've got my phone over there. I could have checked. I'll message you later on tonight, and I'll let you know exactly what odds it is. It's got to be a few hundred to 1, at least.
It'll be funny if it was the same amount as when Leicester won the league.
And that was completely unheard of, really. Like, nobody's seen that happen.
5,000 to 1.
Crazy.
But no, obviously it's been a pleasure speaking to you both.
Yeah, you too.
You too, Darren.
Cheers. If you want to crop my merchandise or Paul Bogey's book, I'll leave my link in the description, and I'll leave Paul's link in the description as well. So cheers everyone, and I will catch you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.